Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Play ball!
Good seats, hey, buddy. He missed the tag! He missed the tag! He missed the tag!
Good afternoon, everybody. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of one of the greatest rivalries in all of sport, New York Yankees versus the Boston Red Sox in the Bronx in Yankee Stadium. There is one other game going on in Major League Baseball right now, Dodgers and Tigers. We'll keep you updated on that one as well. They have this set for 105 is what it says. So I would think we're just about to start. As soon as the 3D kicks in, we will bring it to you. Originally, earlier in the week, it said 110, so I'm starting to wonder which one was actually accurate. But regardless, just moments away. It's a beautiful sunshiny sky here in the Bronx, so weather should not be an issue. I don't think there's a cloud in the sky, man. It's that crystal clear blue sky. It's a beautiful day for baseball. They're playing too. We are going to be going to Braves Rockies at 4 o'clock Eastern, come hell or high water. So we're going to give you as much of this game as we can. We hope it gets in. The entire game gets in. The Braves and Rockies, we have many, many radio commitments that we have to adhere to. And so we have to flip over at 4 o'clock Eastern. We are in, from my understanding, Jason sent me an email this morning, we are in 13 different radio stations today for Red Sox Yankees. This afternoon's Rockies Braves, he told me we're going to be, he said it was between 18 and 21. There were 3 that hadn't quite made the official commitment yet. Some of them are calling, they're going to be carrying was it Virginia, NC State college football game that's starting around that time period. But anyways, I'm not buying the 1 o'clock, the 105 start. I don't see anybody warming up yet, so I'm thinking the 110 that I originally saw, and they are coming out on the field right now, the 110 that I originally saw earlier in the week and that we had came out onto, and when we originally made our card for this, I double checked it earlier this week and it said 110. All of a sudden this morning it says 105. That might be ESPN playing games, because I know they're showing this in some markets on ESPN, so that might have something to do with it. ESPN likes to tell you that it's starting at X time when it's really going to start a few minutes later. So I believe 110 is the actual official first pitch. And Carlos Rodon is firing up his final warm-up tosses. What you can expect to see from Carlos Rodon today is a 5-pitch mix. He's got a 4-seamer, slider, changeup, and sinker. 4-seamer coming in at 45% of the time, slider 25, changeup 15, sinker 14, and the curve 2% of the time. We'll go through the lineups as the game goes along. Left to right across the outfield for the New York Yankees, it's Bellinger, Jones, and Ramos. Round the horn, third to first. Caballero, Lombard at short, Rosario at second, Goldschmidt at first, and Sanchez behind the plate. Of course, Rodon is on the bump. Rodon versus Jake Bennett should be a good pitching matchup. New York Yankees in their traditional white jerseys top to bottom with the navy blue pinstripes interlocking Navy NY across the chest. Navy numerals on the back, no names, as the tradition of the New York Yankees. Navy ball caps and the white interlocking NY. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play, the classic call of radio baseball. Waiting for that 3D to kick in. Yes, sir, it is baseball time in New York City. And here we go, the first pitch on the way from Carlos Rodon. It's right there for a strike, lefty-righty matchup. Jones the batter. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss over the top. 0-2. The 0-2 count. Carlos Rodon comes in with the 3.13 ERA. Of course, he battled some injuries earlier this year. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's one down. Jones will be followed by Rafaela, Abreu, and Contreras. Durbin will follow. Rushman, who is behind the plate today. Jones is the designated hitter, the man that just struck out. Monasterio's at short and Sogard at second. Eli White, the Book of Eli, ex-Atlanta Brave for you Braves fans, is in left field. Lefty-righty matchup, first pitch down and in. Taken for a ball, it's 1-0. 1-0. Rafael coming in batting .287 on the year with 16 home runs. Good to see you, James. PETA. I'm sure people will be slowly coming in, especially as we get closer and closer to the Braves game. All those who are shy to talk, you can jump on in the chat. All fans are welcome. We do these out-of-town games quite a bit throughout the year. The 1-0 misses outside wide, 2-0. The 2-0 count. Turns and kicks. Bottom of the zone. I don't know about that one. 2-1. Looked a little low. Hunter Wendelstedt is behind home plate, so buckle up. First base is Vic Carapazza. Is the 2-1 pitch, swing, chops it on the ground over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out and quickly 2 down for the Red Sox. Vic Carapazza is your first base umpire. Nick Lentz is manning second. And down the third base line, it's Edwin Moscaso. Game time temperatures here in New York. A sunny 78 degrees with the wind blowing from left to right field at about 5 to 10 miles an hour today. New York comes in minus 125 on the money line. Red Sox plus 100. The over-under was 8. Pitch right there to start it off. Wilyer Abreu, lefty-lefty. It's 0-1. The 0-1 takes and fires. One and one. So 1-1 count. Rodon brings it. Down and away. Ball 2, 2-2. Infield playing back and to the right. Outfield fairly deep and straight away. Standing on deck is Contreras. And the 2-2. Swing! That ball's lifted high and deep into right field, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a solo shot, and the Boston Red Sox, just like that, have taken a one-run lead. 108 miles an hour off the bat of Wilyer Abreu, 387 feet later. Bullet. Unbelievable. I didn't think that was going to have enough up to get out. It is a short porch out there in right field here in Yankee Stadium. Not a very tall wall at all, but man, oh man alive. So Wilson Contreras will be the batter. Right-handed power hitter coming in with 26 home runs. It's funny, they used to platoon Abreu where they wouldn't start him against lefties, and he just clocked that one. First pitch, swing and a miss over the top. It's 0-1. He's really coming into his own as a big-time hitter in the major leagues. This Boston Red Sox team is going to be a hard team to knock out of the postseason this year. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. Infield back into the left. Outfield deep and straight away. Boston 1, Yankees nothing. 1-1, sizzles it back foul, 1-2. Game 2 of a 4-game series. Game 3 is tonight. Game 4 is tomorrow. This is a makeup game from the rainout earlier in the year. The 1-2 pitch. Down and in. 2-2. The 2-2 count. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. Rodon, this will be pitch number 18 of the inning. The 2-2 pitch. Caught, looking strike 3, punch him out on the inner track, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Boston Red Sox go yard. It's a 1-0 game. The Yankees grab the sticks when we return here in New York City.
Excuse me, you dropped something.
What I drop?
Your nose in my business. Don't try me.
Ah, the real McCoy. Well, the original saying was the real McKay, and over the years been changed to the real McCoy. The couple of theories where that one comes from. The first one, there was a play in Edinburgh in Scotland, and the lead actor, Mr. McKay, was playing in a play called Rob Roy. And one night the extra took his place because he was unavailable, and someone in the audience says, well, that's not the real McKay. So that's one version. Another version of where it come from is Mackay's Whiskey, and they had an advertising campaign in the late 1800s, and they talked about the real McKay, and that's two versions where it come from.
I asked myself if I'm crazy, and we all said no. So...
Okay, listen, I might not be good looking, but let me tell you, my personality is also a show. I literally have nothing going for me.
On April 20th, 2012, Boston fans proudly celebrated the 100th birthday of Fenway Park. A century later, it still evokes the charm and ambiance of what a baseball ballpark should be.
Such an attraction to this park, and there's such a magic that's associated with it. It's beautiful, it has great symmetry, it has history, it has everything you would want in a ballpark. You're really transported to another time.
In December 1910, the plot upon which we stand now was an undeveloped and barren plot.
Welcome back. Red Sox, Yankees. Red Sox, I think I failed to mention, they're wearing their red tops, gray pants, red stripes down the side, red piping, I guess you would say. It's the first pitch on the way from Jake Bennett, is high and out of the zone to Paul Goldschmidt, batting .247 with 17 home runs. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Ripping it right by him, 1-1. Jake Bennett, what you'll get out of him today, he is a 7-pitch pitcher. Now, 3 of those pitches he leans on the most. The 4-seam 34% of the time. Changeup 26. The 1-1 outside wide, 2-1. Sinker 24%. And then the other 3 pitches he leans on much lower. Sweeper 7, cutter 4, and the curveball 3. It's really just to keep you off balance from the main 3. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Sinker. 2-2. 2-2 count. Bennett comes in today with a 3.49 ERA for the rookie. The 2-2. Lifted. High and deep into center field. Coming in, making the catch is Rafaela. There we go. We timed it up. One away. Left to right across the outfield for the Boston Red Sox. It's Eli White, the former Atlanta Brave, came over at the trade deadline for Boston. Rafaela and Abreu. Around the horn, third to first, Durbin, Monasterio, Sogard, and Contreras. Adley Rushman, former Baltimore Orioles, behind the plate. And of course, Bennett's on the hill. Ben Rice at the plate. Uncle Ben batting .255 on the year with 35 smackaroos, 83 RBI, and 884 OPS. The 1-0 pitch, swing, chopper on the ground, hard hit, but right at the second baseman. Sogard underhands it, and it's a 4-3, 2 down. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon. Appreciate you joining the BCRadio network. Game 1 of a 2-game set. We've got Martin Perez and the Atlanta Braves going up against Feltner and the Rockies at 4 o'clock Eastern today. The 0-1 fouls it back. There's a college football game going on. We'll keep you updated on that score for those who care about that. Game's over in Ireland. Last time I saw it, they're at commercial now, but it was 10-10. There's the 0-1 right there over to TCU and North Carolina today. The 0-2 count. No real big games in college football this weekend. The 0-2. Down and in, 1-2. It's a handful of decent ones next weekend, and then the NFL gets rolling the following week. We got all of our fantasy drafts next weekend. The 1-2 pitch, swing, rips it on the ground, hard hit ball, but right at Durbin. He'll flip it over to Contreras, 5-3, and that'll end the inning. So far, so good for Jake Bennett. Red Sox lead it 1-0. They'll grab the sticks when we return here in the Bronx.
Why did the architect dip his finger in blue paint so he could get the blueprints?
Here's some funny things I learned today by reading 1800s newspaper clippings about baseball. Next up, the crowd was basically players in this sport, and they would do some dastardly to the opposing teams when they would visit. 1865, in a game between the New York Mutuals and the Brooklyn Atlantics, one of the away team's players tried to catch a ball. It rolled into the field. Spectators kicked the ball away back behind them. They did open the crowd to let him go back there and get it, but then after he went back there, they closed up again and wouldn't let him get back to the field. Also, pedestrians. People in the crowd would just walk across the field while the game was going on. If the authorities have the power to grant the use of the grounds to the club, we should think also that they have the right to prevent people from crossing, at least for the few hours a match occupies. Is it okay if we rope off this little section here just so people don't walk through like while the game is going on? Oh my god.
We knew the trip was coming, but we just kept eating. Ain't did no skincare. Then 2 days before the trip, I want to go and try to order some clothes off Fashion Nova, knowing for a fact it ain't gonna get here in time. Turn me off.
This was science fiction.
It's another dimension. Exponential is the word. The leap is wild and crazy. Something Einsteinian.
You had scientists coming and examining Ruth, and all kinds of strange, bizarre articles in the press about Ruth having superhuman vision or superhuman coordination. It was as though someone had come from another planet.
The Babe's mammoth swing transformed baseball. He practically invented the home run. In 1920, he hit 54, a total no other team in the league could match. And he did it with an exhilarating presence and unmatched muscle that had never been seen before.
Let me double check, Pete. I'm pretty sure it's Friday afternoon. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Caleb Durbin, the batter. Red Sox lead it 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Out and away, ball 2, 2-1. Thought I would know the names by the... Were you bench warmers, PETA? Is that who you were? The 2-1 count. Inside. Ball 3, 3-1. Let's see who owns this team. Yeah, that's you. CN. Bench warmers. Yep, you're in. The 3-1 count. Swing, pops it back foul. Good to see you, Lung. The payoff pitch. Rodon brings it. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. Strike 3. 1 away. Braves Rockies follows our Red Sox Yankees. Like I've said, I told everyone last night, and I said it before earlier today. We're going to take this game as long as we can give it. But at 4 o'clock, I have to flip over to the Braves radio link. We have a ton of stations that are signed up for that. And by 4 Eastern, I've got to be over there. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. What time is that? The 1-0. Down and away. Ball 2, 2-1. 2-0. Adley Rutschman batting 133 since joining the Red Sox with 2 extra base hits and 4 RBIs. That's since the trading deadline. For the year, he's batting 233. The 2-0 swing and a miss, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. Bangs it down the third base line, 2-2. The 2-2 brings it. Swing lifted out to center field, drifting over. Making the catch out there is Jones for the Yankees, and there's 2 down. Best record since July 9th. Red Sox 31-13, Yankees 26-16, Diamondbacks and the Braves 27-17. Brewers and Padres are tied for 26-16 in 5th place. It gives you an idea how well these teams are playing. First pitch on the way is upstairs. Right across the chest for a strike to Andrew Monastero. It's 0-1. Batting .253 on the year. 6 home runs. The 0-1 check swing went around. 0-2. .0-2 count. Swing, chopper on the ground. Get you caught up to all the MLB standings to date going into today's action. You went to bed early last night as the 0-2 pitch swung on, pops it up. Shallow right field, converging in. Making the catch is Ramos, calling off Rosario, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Red Sox lead at 1-0. We go to the bottom of the second. New York's turn when we return.
Now you listen here, you walking pile of panic attack. You're gonna inhale, exhale your way through this bullshit if it's the last thing you do. Your thoughts aren't real, your mind hates you, but you're gonna give it the old and you're gonna be okay.
The children's nursery rhyme, Ring a Ring a Roses, has quite a dark origin. It's believed that it's all about the Great Plague in London, bubonic plague. Sufferers would first appear with a circular, rose-coloured shaped rash on their body, followed by the swellings later on. And pocketful of posies were used to stink. So posies, another word for pretty flowers, scented flowers, would help. Well, it's meant to get rid of the dead, stinking smell. A tissue, we all fall down, means you die.
I hate it when I see an older person and then I realize we went to high school together.
The Taylors owned all the real estate in this neighborhood, and they wanted something that was going to be the social centerpiece of that neighborhood.
I am telling you that they will be flocking to this neighborhood. Our park will rise, they will beckon the fan, and the name of our park will be linked to the fens in the heart of every New Englander.
But with the foresight and ingenuity of a few key players, Fenway Park would sprout from the ground roughly a year later, inviting Boston baseball fans through these Gate A turnstiles by April 1912.
I think in 1912, as now, the experience of walking into Fenway Park is really magical because it's really transformative. You enter this building, suddenly it's darker, and then you go up a ramp to where the field is. It's like a spotlight is turned on.
I don't mind if I'm the villain in your story. Because you're a clown in mine.
Welcome back. 1-0 your score. Boston leads New York. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Ramos, Bellinger, and Lombard due up. First pitch on the way is down and in to Helio Ramos. Taken for a ball, it's 1-0. New York Yankees come in today 4 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays. Boston, 7 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays. The rest of the division is cooked as far as any hopes of making the divisional run. We'll hit the wild card here in a second. White Sox have a pretty healthy lead on Cleveland at 3.5. In Minnesota is the 2-0 pitch, swing and miss, 2-1. Even after sweeping Atlanta, they have fallen on their ears. They are 7.5 back. Detroit has done as well. They're 9 back. Kansas City 11. The 2-1 count, swing. Pops it back foul. 2-2. And in the West, you got Houston with a 2-game lead over Texas and a 4-game lead over Seattle. A's and Angels are cooked. In the wild card race in the American League, the 2-2, swing, fouls it back. Infield playing back into the left. Not really an overshift. The third baseman's actually playing a little off the bag, but the rest of the infield is what you would consider an overshift. The 2-2. Bangs it down the right field line, first base line, rolls foul, just past the bag. In the wild card, if it ended today, the Yankees would have the top wild card, the Red Sox would have the second wild card, and Cleveland would have the final wild card in the American League. The 2-2 pitch, swing, popped up into right field. Underneath it, fighting the sunshine, is Abreu. He'll make the grab. F9, 1 down. 2 games out of the wild card. Texas and Baltimore are tied. That's a flat-footed tie. They're both 66 and 69. Toronto's 2.5 back, so a half game behind those 2 teams. And Seattle and Minnesota, their hopes are fading. They're 4 back each. Bellinger takes the first pitch upstairs over the plate, but well above the letters, 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. 1-1. He's gone four-seam, both of them over the plate. One missed high, the 1-1 pitch. Swing! That ball smoked down the line. Another four-seam. Back-to-back four-seams. Better be careful. That's Bellinger. He'll be picking that up in the right field stands. 1-2 count. Change up down and in, 2-2. In theory, Detroit is still hanging around, but they're 5.5 back, and they have 6 teams to jump to make the postseason. You can pretty much end their season. The 2-2. Swing, pop up. In the middle of the infield, can of corn. Who wants it? First baseman. Contreras makes the grab, number 40 in your scorecard. 2 down. You go over to the National League where the Kings lay. And as far as the divisions go, man, I wasn't going to watch it, and I decided I was going to go ahead and finish watching that Philadelphia game last night. And you talk about a team choking it away. First pitch misses high and out of the zone. To Lombard, it's 1-0. Angels had a 3-0 lead, but more importantly, they had a 3-1 lead going into the 9th inning. Their closer, Ben Joyce, is a fireballer, comes in, and he choked that thing away. He gave up all the runners that ended up going on base except the man that hit the home run were charged to him, so he got the loss. He loaded the bases. At that point, he was about 30 pitches, so they came in and got the left-hander. And they pinch hit Marsh Marsh was coming to the plate, and they pinch hit Sosa for him. And with 2 strikes, he clocked a grand salami over the wall. And I don't know why Duran wasn't pitching last night. He didn't come in to close, but anyways, the Phillies ended up getting that win, so we didn't gain any ground on them. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Atlanta Braves' magic number is now 23 coming into today's action after Philadelphia won that game. So still 5-game lead in the division, the 2-2. Misses high, 3-2. And the Phillies have Sanchez and Wheeler going the next 2 days. Not much of a chance that they're going to drop one of those games, but it is in Los Angeles, so you never know. Then they head to Arizona, and that's going to be the interesting series Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday without the races on the mound. The 3-2. Caught looking upstairs, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Bennett with his first strikeout of the game, and we'll go to break. Boston 1, Yankees nothing. Top of the 3rd we go here in the Bronx.
I can't be the only one not understanding this whole I ain't never seen 2 pretty best friends. Like, my best friend is drop dead gorgeous. Just
Given the cold shoulder, where does that one originate from? That's quite an easy one. That was first recorded in 1816. It's written down by a chap called Sir Walter Scott, and it refers to when you have guests around your home. You'd feed them nice, warm, hot meal. But if somebody wasn't too keen on and you wanted them to leave, you'd give them a cold piece of mutton, a cold piece of shoulder of mutton. And that's where it comes from, give them the cold shoulder.
How would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. I haven't, look, I have trouble even saying to myself my own head the number of years. I mean, it's just not,
All of a sudden, you've got this expansive green that just seems to flow out and explode out.
The stage was set for the first professional game ever at Fenway in 1912, but Mother Nature intervened.
The first game at Fenway Park got rained out several times before it finally opened on April 20th.
A lot of the news at the time was about the sinking of the Titanic 3 or 4 days earlier and everything that was going on with that great tragedy. But there was a lot of anticipation about this brand new ballpark, the best built at that time in Major League Baseball. It was very festive with the mayor, Honey Fitz, throwing out the first ball, the Royal Rooters, legendary fan base of the Red Sox, parading around, making a lot of noise, singing songs. The game turned out to be a very exciting affair against the New York Yankees. They were the Highlanders at that time. The Red Sox went on to win an exciting game in extra innings, 7-6 on a base hit by Hall of Famer Tris Speaker.
October 11th, October 12th, and 13th, and 14th, I was intoxicated. I drank all of those days. I drank.
One to nothing your score. One hit so far in the ball game by both teams. It was a solo shot by Willie Abreu. Rodon goes back to work. The first pitch, high and out of the zone, it's 1-0. The National League looks like this. In the East, the Braves have a 5-game lead over the Phillies. The Marlins are done. Everybody else is done. No chance of winning that division. It's a 2-team race now. It's a 1-0 down and in 2-0. In the National League, the Cubs have fallen off. It's over. That division is over. 8 games, Milwaukee leads that division. The 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3-3-0. And the Dodgers, they have wrapped up their division. They're 9 games in front of San Diego. One for that 9-game winning streak by Philadelphia against the deaf, dumb, and blind last week and a half. The Braves would have their division wrapped up, but they played the easiest slate they could find, and they took care of the games on the schedule, that's for sure. The 3-1. Swing lifted. High into left field. Not quite deep enough. Underneath it is Bellinger. Belly grabs it. F7. 1 down. Now, the wild card is a different story. You still got a huge wild card race going on. We'll tackle the National League first because the American League one's a lot more fun to talk about. In the National League, the Cubs have a 1-game lead over Philadelphia. This is insane. It's a 1-game lead over Philadelphia. The Cubs are falling off again as the 0-1 pitch. It's a swing and a miss to start off the at-bat to Eli White, Book of Eli. Former Atlanta Brave at the plate. Digging in from the right side. The 0-1 check swing. They check down the line, and he did not go around. Said Moscaso. 1-1. The 1-1 swing. Pops it up back behind home plate. And if he does get a, if Eli White does get a base hit, we have transformed his Book of Eli sound into a Red Sox sound. I was filling out the lineup card this morning. I was like, man, I forgot all about him. Possibility of him playing, especially with the left-hander on the mound. The 1-2. Swing, rips it back foul. We'll do it again. Eli White. Batting .238 on the year with 5 home runs and 20 RBI. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. It's curious what he did since the trade deadline. He has come over. He has batted .259 with the Red Sox and an OPS of just over 700. The 2-2 pitch swing lifts it out into center field. It's going to be a fly ball out, and there's 2 away, F8 in your scorecard. Unless he ends up in Philadelphia, I'm always going to be an Eli fan. I like old Eli. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Into the dirt. Change up. It's 1-0. Inside. Ball 2-0. 2-0 count. So you got Philadelphia and the Cubs. They're neck and neck now. Because the Cubs have stumbled and the Phillies got red hot as the 1-1 swing and a miss. It's 1-2. The Phillies are now a game behind Chicago for the top seed in the wild card, which means home field advantage. That's really what it comes down to. The Cubs are 4 games in front of San Diego for that final wild card spot, and Philadelphia is 3 in front. So right now San Diego has the final wild card spot, but they would be on the road in Atlanta if the postseason started today. 2-2 count as that ball misses out of the zone. Right on their heels is Arizona. They're a half game behind the Padres. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. And we'll be back in a flash. Boston leads it 1-0. We'll hit the rest of the playoff picture when we return here in New York.
Do you have a few moments for me to tell you about this girl that I hate? I hate her. I hate her with every fiber of my being. If you like internet drama, this is for you. I do afternoons in Seattle, and I also am on air in San Francisco doing middays. And the girl in question that I hate, her name is Tori, and she is also in radio. She is on air in Iowa. And homegirl has tattoos and a nose ring and thinks she is wonderful. And she is wrong. She is horrible on air. She sucks, but don't just take my word for it.
I'm Tori with new music. That was My Only Angel by Aerosmith. Up next, Whole Lotta Rosie by AC/DC is a wild rock anthem. It's about Bon Scott's encounter with a big, bold woman named Rosie. Talk about a legendary backstage story. Rock on.
Tell me about the women at your job that you do not like. She sounds like a robot. Why? Because she's AI. Yeah, she was created by men, for men, and she's not real! They're taking our jobs!
I want dogs to be allowed in more places, and I want children not to be.
I can remember going to Eddie Childs, our owner, and saying, we might have a chance to sign Nolan, but it doesn't appear that he fits in our budget. And Eddie Childs said, you go sign Nolan Ryan, let me worry about where the money's going to come from.
The Texas Rangers have entered into a contract with Nolan Ryan.
There are probably 10 members of the Dallas-Fort Worth media there. Not one of us had a clue. And everybody's kind of looking at each other like, this is great. And then, like in the next breath, it's, wait a minute, how old is Nolan? And now there were no smartphones, so you actually had to go to the books. He's going to be 41. In Houston, they still cuss it. Even today, all these years later, they'll be cussing that.
He was always such a class guy, but you knew when he went to the Rangers, he wanted to John McMullen.
Welcome back. You know, denial isn't just a river in Africa, Peter. 1-0 your score. We go back to the bottom of the third inning. Jake Bennett goes back to work. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, blew it right by him. It's 0-1. So as far as the National League's concerned, in theory, Miami and St. Louis are hanging around 4 and 4.5 out. But it's really come down to a two-team race for that final spot is the 0-1 outside wide 0-2, at least for right now. If someone gets hot or someone goes ice cold over the next few weeks, but realize you only have a month left in the season. Season ends on September 27th. We are at August 29th. The 1-1 swing and a miss, it's 1-2. So 4 weeks from tomorrow, the season's over. And it sounds like, oh, that's a long time. But when you consider just what happens in every everyday season of a baseball game. 4 games is a lot to make up in that time period. The 1-2 count, outside wide 2-2, and I don't believe they have any more games against each other because I know I've seen Miami facing Arizona recently, and they don't play a ton of times when you're in separate coasts. So it's really coming down. It's going to come down to San Diego, Arizona, as the 2-2 pitch swing drops it into left field, down for a base hit. First base hit of the ball game for the New York Yankees, and it's a leadoff double for Caballero. Just laced it down the left field line. So we're going to be going essentially 4 wide into the corner, or actually 5 wide if you want to count the Braves, with this wild card and divisional race, because you're going to have Arizona and San Diego fighting it out in the West for that final spot, while the Cubs and Phillies are going to be jockeying for position. And let's just assume the Braves win the division. That's a big deal if you get to host that first series or not. First pitch on the way, swing, fouls it back, it's 0-1. Philly doesn't want to go to Wrigley, and the Cubs dang sure don't want to go to Philadelphia. What we were hoping a few weeks ago is that Philly was going to fall flat and they were going to be the outside looking in, but they got red hot against, was it 9 games against, I mean, it was the also-rans of the National League, and they didn't really put up much of a fight last night. That, I mean, to me, I'm not saying that was devastating, but it was disappointing that Ben Joyce couldn't close that game out. First pitch off the 1-1 is a 1-2 swing and a miss. Jones, number 8 hitter, standing on deck is Sanchez, Ali Sanchez, the number 9. Runner at second, the tying run in scoring position. Bennett looks over his shoulder and brings it. Fastball misses outside wide, 2-2. Two-two count. Looking to see, with those two getting so close. The 2-2 pitch, caught looking, strike 3, punched him out on the outer side of the plate. Backwards K in your scorecard, and there's one away. Doesn't appear they play anymore, the Cubs and the Phillies. And looking at who won the season series, wow. The Cubs dominated that series. I did not expect to see that. First pitch is right there on the outer edge. To Sanchez, it's 0-1. This was back earlier in the year. That's probably the reason why I don't remember it. This was April 13th, 14th, and 15th in Philadelphia. The Cubs took 2 of 3. And then a 4-game set is the 0-1 pitch. Fouls it back 0-2. That was in the middle of their first 10-game winning streak. In a 4-game set about a week later in Chicago, the Cubs won all 4 games. So if they end up in a tie with the Phillies, they will get the nod. Doesn't mean they're going to knock them out, but it means they'll get to play in Wrigley against Philadelphia. And that would be a hell of a series. The 0-2. Swing, fouls it straight back. We'll do it again. Runner at second, 1 out. The infield is back into the left. Outfield deep and straight away. Beautiful sunshiny day here in New York. The runner goes. The 0-2 pitch. Swing! He did get a piece of it. You're following along at home. They had it rang up as a K on the screen, but it's not a strikeout. It's a foul tip. He had the base stolen by a mile. That ball was a little off the plate, but Sanchez was just trying to protect the plate. You can understand why he didn't let that one go. He had that base stolen. The 0-2 count. Brings it. 1-2. Fastball misses high. Currently, right now, Rebecca, the Braves do not have a bye. The Braves would be at home against the Padres in the first round. The Brewers and Dodgers have the bye, but the Braves are a game behind the Dodgers. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. And on that note, the Braves have the tiebreaker on the Dodgers. So if it ends up in a tie with the Dodgers, the problem is the Braves have a much more difficult schedule in September than what the Dodgers have. The Dodgers play the Reds like 20 times. It's ridiculous. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike three. And there's two down. We'll go back to the top of the order. Paul Goldschmidt coming to the plate. Right now, the Braves are 1 game behind the Dodgers, and they are 4 games behind Milwaukee. And that's all even, Steven. There's no half games involved right now between those three teams. First pitch on the way is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Paul Goldschmidt batting .306 this year against left-handers with 10 home runs and an OPS of 1,000. Much worse from the right side where he bats .200. The 0-1. Right there at the knees, it's 0-2. Or 1-1, excuse me. 1-1 count. Goldschmidt 0 for 2 lifetime against Bennett coming into today. He's 0 for 1 today, so 0 for 3 overall. Swing and a miss, 1-2. In the American League wild card, it's much more complex as the Bennett flips and starts to throw it over to second, but holds on to the ball. Right now, Cleveland holds the final spot in the American League. Boston and the Yankees, they're in good shape, 5.5 and 8.5 up, respectively. The runner goes, the 1-2 pitch, and just got a piece of that foul tip. Once again, Caballero had the base stolen, but the Yankee batters have swung and fouled off. Pitch. I don't know how he didn't hold on to that. Honestly, that looked like a strikeout. He dropped the ball when transferring it out of his glove. That's a bad call by home plate umpire Wendelstedt. The 1-2. Swing. Fouls it down the line. We'll do it again. It's also a bad job by Rushman. He should not even, he should have just shown that he had the ball and it would have been the end of the inning. 1-2 count. Swing, pops it up. Can of corn right side of the infield. First baseman Contreras fighting the sun. He's got it, and that'll end the inning. 0-0 your score. We go to the top of the fourth. Or excuse me, 1-0 your score. We go to the top of the fourth here in New York. Red Sox lead the Yankees.
And one more thing, I seen a grown man switch his team. You cannot switch your football team. Once you get past the age of 11, you grown. Ain't no more team switching. That's it. Who you choose is who you stuck with. If you decided to be a fan of one team all your life, that is it. Before 11, you can switch up whoever you want. But after 11, that's it. That's your team, ride or die. You got to quit the sport after that. No more watching it.
Turns out that the majority of homeownership is hearing a weird sound in your house and hoping that it's ghosts coming to haunt your family and not something you're going to end up having to pay to fix.
Join the country club today. You'll have access to badges, one-of-a-kind emojis, help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today.
You save your dog before you saved a human. I'd save someone else's dog before I saved a human. What have dogs done? Nothing besides bring us happiness. Humans on the others. Whew.
You know, when you look at the great closers of Major League Baseball, they come in two categories. The guys who can just kind of outcraft you, or the guys that just scare the living daylights out of you.
Strike three, that's the ball game.
Lee Smith was one of those type of players.
Lee's intimidating presence on the mound made him the all-time saves leader from 1993 through 2005.
This was one of the biggest men in all of baseball, and yet he took his time getting to the mound. He wanted everybody to know that this game was over, that Lee Smith was about to take the mound.
Struck him out. He threw it right by him. A 7-time All-Star, Smith had 10 seasons with 30 or more saves, the third most ever. It was fun to watch.
Lee Smith records save number 477 a lifetime.
Welcome back. New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, 1-0 Boston. Not exactly sure what you were asking, Rebecca, but the Braves have a 5-game lead over Philly, and it'll be a race to the end. But I mean, honest engine, how they do in that 7-game series against Philadelphia starting next weekend is really going to make a big difference in that division. The 0-1 count from Rodon drops a bender out there on the outer edge slider. It's 0-2. Good to see you, Lung. We'll be bringing you the Braves Rockies here in a little bit. Rockies already had their lineup out. I'm going to be checking the Braves here at the next break. Is the 0-2. Swung on and lifted high and deep into left field, going back on the track. Had the distance, but had the wrong directions, just left to the foul pole. Do it again, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, swing, pop up, shallow center field, drifting back, making the catch. Lombard, good leather out there. One away. Game 2 tonight of the Red Sox and Yankees. I think that's a 7 o'clock. I believe this is a true split doubleheader. Let me double check that for you. Yes, it is 7:15 Eastern is what time they come on tonight. It's Max Fried for the Yankees. The first pitch right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Abreu, the batter, hit a solo shot his first time up. 387-foot blast over the right field wall. 0-1, pops it up. Third base side, giving chase over there is Caballero, and it'll bang into the camera well. 0-2. The Red Sox have not declared a starter yet, so right now it's Max Fried versus undecided. And if you are, let's see what the options are tonight. Most people in the country tonight, later tonight, 7:15, are going to get Red Sox Yankees on Fox TV. The other game that they're showing, Rangers Brewers, I think those are the only two at 7. Yeah, those are the only two at 7 o'clock that I see. Everything else is going to be 4 o'clock, and there are a couple of West Coast games. Pitch on the way is foul back out of play. Do it again. It's 0-2. Phillies and Angels, 10:07 Eastern time, 7:07 Pacific, if you're wanting to catch that later on tonight. The 0-2 pitch, swing, pop up, can of corn by third base, underneath it, fighting that sun, making the catch is Caballero. It amazes me how many guys do not wear sunglasses. I mean, there is not a cloud in the sky, and they've all been fighting the sun. And Caballero, I mean, he's got a mountain of eye black all over his face. You'd think that he was some warrior about to hit the forest. It's some really bad C-rated movie. But he's got all that junk on his face, but he doesn't have any glasses. And he made a facial expression as the first pitch was right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 slider, check swing misses. 1-1. And he had that look like, man, I almost lost that. Well, you've all got the ability to put sunglasses on. What is going on these days? The 1-1 fouls it back. 1-2. If it's not that, you see guys on the Braves, they'll have the sunglasses on the back of their head, like some kind of fashion statement. And I can understand if you get caught because you didn't think it was going to be that bright, but there is not a cloud in the sky. Pitch in the dirt, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. 1-0 your score. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Boston. Ben Rice, heart of the order, due up when we return.
I was today years old when I found out that a yawn is a silent scream for a margarita.
I'm going to tell you, and I know you're going to be hurt. When you going to be hurt? Your Uncle Jimmy just died. Who? Your Uncle Jimmy.
I know you lying.
And calm down. I know he was your favorite uncle. Calm down. Calm down.
I know my uncle ain't just died.
Yes,
I know you.
You okay? Yes, he did.
Stop playing.
You all right?
I know my damn uncle ain't just died.
He did just die.
Hey, I just saw him last night.
I know.
I dropped him off last night.
It's okay if you want to cry.
Man, I know. I can't believe this. This ain't nothing but a damn dope.
What you mean?
Do you know what he came up here for last night?
No.
He borrowed $50 from me. And now you tell me he done died?
What they got to do with anything he borrowed $50?
How the hell I'm going to get my damn money back? He knew he was finna leave him. If he knew he should leave him, we should have talked about it. He should have told him, bro, I'll give you the $50. You give me $50 and I'll get it to you back before I die. That's all he should have said, feeling the feet that he wasn't living long.
I'm sitting here trying to come and comfort you.
Go on, call and see if somebody give me my damn money.
Then came insult added to the injury in the form of one of the stranger controversies any baseball star ever endured.
It was kind of the mullet days. There was a lot of it going on around baseball. And we had a number of guys in our club that I felt like had long hair too. It was Stump that, kind of let me know at some point before the game, if you don't get your haircut today, you don't play. And I'm like, man, I've been play hurt. I'm here every day. I'm on time. I'm in shape. And you're going to single me out right now? And I just felt like that was wrong. So I thought about it. And so I went back in his office and said, I'm not playing.
Don being set down yesterday, fined for not getting his hair cut.
The fact that he wouldn't cut his hair right away, that became a national story because it's Don Mattingly. The Yankees have their rules, and Don Mattingly is a rules follower, but everything was so messed up back then. I mean, the team was just awful. It didn't seem like it was the Yankees.
So I just rolled a joint. I bet you're jealous. Oh, well, don't be. It was my ankle. I'm old.
Ben Rice coming to the plate for the New York Yankees. 1-0 Boston, bottom of the 4th. Lefty. First pitch on the way. Drops to Bender. Man, that looked like that hit the zone. It did. Did not get the call 1-0. That was a pretty pitch. 1-0. Bennett. 54th pitch of the afternoon. Kicks and fires. Swing. Chops it down towards the first base dugout. 1-1. The 1-1. P right there on the outer edge. Slapping the black. It's 1-2. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 over the top, foul tip in the glove, and there's one away. Bennett's 4th strikeout of the day. They had a lineup that worked last night, and they immediately go back to the old one. Make that make sense. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Chops it over towards third. Flips it to first. Wide throw, and Contreras tries to apply the tag, but the runner ran by it. Rosario is going to be safe. It's going to be an infield single for the New York Yankees. They may give that an E5. Waiting for the official call right there. Looks like they are going to give it an error. Second error of the day for the Boston Red Sox. First pitch, ball gets away, bounces to the backstop, rolls all the way to the wall, and the tying run goes into scoring position with one out. The 1-0 pitch, swing, fouls it away. 1-1. Count. Blows the fastball by him. 92 miles an hour. 1-2. Brings it. Swing, pops it up towards deep center field. Going back on the track. Rafael gets twisted around a couple of times. Bad play on the ball. The ball's going to hit the wall, and that's going to tie the game. As the the throw is going to be in time, and he is cooked. He must have gotten a bad jump on that. Have to take a replay on that. And if so, what were they doing sending it? Wow. The runner does make it up to second base on the throw. So you can put that down as a 8-4-2 put out and a double for the batter. Rafael, normally really good in the field. He twisted to the left, to the right, back to the left. By the time he went back to the left the second time, he was all spun around and dizzy and couldn't find the ball. And the throw just got there in time. So still 1-0 your score. And yeah, Rosario got a really late stop. And he was kind of, I wouldn't say Cadillacing, but it was more of like a steady jog as he rounded third base. They probably should have just held him. By the time he got a jump and started running towards third, Rafael had already corralled the ball, so that was a strange send by the Red Sox. Excuse me, by the Yankees. Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch swinging. Bellinger bangs it down the line. It's 0-1. Yeah, I would hope so. Well, I don't know if I expect a sweep, Richard, but at least win the series. The 0-1 right there. 1-1. While they are playing at Arizona, the Braves are going to be at home against the Giants on Monday. It's a makeup game. And then they go to Washington for 2 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday's a getaway day, y'all, so it's going to be a 1-10 first pitch. The 0-2. Caught looking strike 3, punched him out on the outer track. Good job by Bennett to get out of that mess. Bellinger is disgusted, slams his helmet. I think he's more mad at himself than anything else. We'll be back in a flash. The Red Sox clinging to a 1-run lead.
So somebody asked, what do you call this part of the bread? And some people said, oh, well, we call it the heel. Somebody comment, oh, we call it the butt. Somebody else commented. Somebody else commented. And somebody else commented and said, I call it the hoe. Because everybody touch it, but nobody want it.
You don't put your hands on people. Tell him you're sorry.
Hey, James. He said he's on speakerphone and his parents are listening.
So, just
My
say...
dad wanted me to call you and say...
I'm sorry.
He's sorry.
You're sorry.
And you're sorry.
What the f***?
Now you got him cursing.
Are you stupid?
He thinks you're stupid.
You're really not that
He's
smart.
still insulting your intelligence.
I hope you know you're in trouble.
And he just threatened you. Call the police.
Got my haircut the next day. I didn't want to sit out games because of that.
The hair has been trimmed at least a good 1/8 of an inch. More importantly, the hair was cut.
That was a mess. You learn a lot of things about what not to do. Donnie, there's not a mean bone in his body, but don't push him up against the wall. He's got a lot of backbone and great passion, but it didn't need to be that.
Even through his injuries and the tough times, the Yankees did extend Don Mattingly an honor as they searched for stability in the spring of 1991, naming him team captain. The move actually came at a pivotal time. With the club committing to rebuild and develop young players from the minor leagues, Donnie Baseball would be a constant set to influence a new generation of Yankees.
Young players kind of start looking for people that they can relate to, whether it's their demeanor during the game, the way that they go about practice and their work ethic, doing their drills. And for me, Don was that guy that I always looked up to.
Shut up in here, I'm trying to sleep. One of you turds is about to get smacked in the mouth if you don't keep it down.
Welcome back. Locked up in a tight one here in New York City. Yankees and Red Sox. Rodon going back to work. They keep replaying it on both broadcasts. I cannot believe that they sent him on that play. First pitch is a drop bunt by Durbin. Bangs it down the line. Trying to catch him napping. It's 0-1. Chad Durbin. For 1 on the day with a strikeout. The 0-1 pitch high and out of the zone, 1-1. Yes, Rebecca, Harper's back in right field. That's actually where he came up at. He started as a right fielder. He was at first base after his arm injury. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Rodon comes set, brings it, swing lifted. High into left field, drifting back. Fighting the sunshine, making the catch. With glasses on, take notes, kids. Sunglasses fighting the sun. Good job by Bellinger making the grab, and there's 1 away. That'll bring Adley Rutschman to the plate. They were hoping to add him for some offensive pop when he came over, but man, he has really struggled in a Red Sox uniform. Just barely. They hit 132, I believe, after that last at bat in a Red Sox uniform. First pitch to Rutschman's high and out of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Down and away. Ball 2-0. 2-0 count. Inside upstairs. Called for a ball, but we're going to get a challenge here by Sanchez. Looked like it hit the zone. We'll wait for the official call here. And it is a strike. So 3-0 goes to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bringing the 96 heat. 2-2. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for Boston. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the New York Yankees. Most likely a postseason preview. Right now, Boston would play in New York. Is the 2-2. Fouls it away. We'll do it again. They would play in New York in a 3-game set if the postseason started today. The 2-2 punches it back foul. You college football fans, North Carolina leads TCU 15-10 in that Ireland game. Good to see you, Tim. The 2-2. Misses down and in, ball 3-2. Full count. Swing, fouls it back. Red Sox lead it 1-0, top of the 5th inning. The payoff pitch to Rushman. Swing, punches it towards right field. That's down for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for the Boston Red Sox. Good hard hit ball there. So 1 on, 1 out, and Monasterio coming to the plate, batting .252 on the year. Lefty righty, first pitch swinging, lifts it, line drive, and that's going to double him up. Will it? No, it's a bad throw. It's a terrible throw over there by Rosario. He'll flip it towards the camera. Well, did it stay in play? It did stay in play, but regardless, the runner makes it down to second, and they are in scoring position. Holy cow, what a bad throw. He double clutched, and I don't know what he was thinking there, but he tried to whistle it, and he threw and hit him in the wallet as he was sliding into the base. He didn't really have an avenue to throw there. Where Goldschmidt was standing, there wasn't much of a chance, and I think Goldschmidt was looking at it as Rushman was getting back to the bag. After he did the double clutch, he was never going to get him. So he's doing a double clutch there, and he ends up tossing it into the camera well, towards the camera well. It did stay in place, so a runner at second, 2 outs, and the ball is, Sanchez can't find it. He's dancing around behind the plate, finally finds it. Rushman stays put. It's 0-1. Walking panic attacks out there today. 0-1 count. Swing, rips it down the third baseline. Long throw. Here comes the one bouncer. It's up the line, and Goldschmidt, the first baseman, had to keep it from getting away. So it's going to be an infield single, I would think. I don't think they'll give that an error, but we'll wait to see. And we got runners in on the corners and still 2 outs. Caballero backhanded it, then kind of stumbled as he was coming up. Got to feel like that's an infield hit, and they will give him a hit. It's going to be a tough play, and now the Book of Eli comes to the plate. Eli White, former Atlanta Brave, coming over. Runners at the corners, 2 out. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch up and in. Taken all the way. It's 1-0. Eli flew out to center his first time up. Right-hander warming up in the Yankees bullpen. Couldn't see the number on him. Get that to you in a second. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Punches it by him. 1-1. Rodon is at 80 pitches. He really hasn't pitched that poorly, to be honest with you. But they will be going through the lineup a third time. 1-1 swing. Pops it back foul. He's been let down by some poor defense in this inning, or he'd already be out of this. Think about that throw that was made over to first base, trying to double up the runner. If he keeps him there, it would have been a much easier throw over to second for Caballero to get the force out at second to end the inning. The 1-2 to Eli in the dirt. Ball 2-2-2. So a 2-2 count. Game 1 of a double dip. We're going to Braves versus Rockies at 4 o'clock Eastern. We hope to bring you the entirety of this game. Just don't know how it's going to play out. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Swing! Fouls it back. Tigers lead the Dodgers 1-0 in the 5th, so good news there for Braves country. They try to chase down Los Angeles for a bye. Welcome in, Patrick. The 2-2. Swing. Rolls it foul. We'll do it again. It's the last series meeting between these two teams. I just think that's an utter crime that these two teams don't meet in September, at least once. The 2-2. The ball gets away, bounces off the glove. Here comes the runner home. Slide, and he is safe. He is safe, and the Boston Red Sox lead it 2-0. Are they going to challenge it? Runner at second headed down to third. They're sending him back to second base saying it was a dead ball. I think that's kind of a ticky-tack call there by third base umpire. I believe that's Lentz. I believe they are taking a look at it. It's close. It is extremely close. Have yet to see the overhead slowdown view of it. Let's see. Woo, that is close. I think he just got in there, but it is extremely tight. So back to the action. I guess they're not going to challenge it. I mean, honestly, I think Boone dropped the ball there. That's worth the challenge. First pitch off of that. We got a full count. On Eli White, runner at second, 2 outs. They did instruct the runner, Sogard, to go back to second. Payoff pitch. Rodon's going to spin around real quick and chase the runner back. The 3-2. Turns and kicks. In the dirt. And that's ball 4. So the Book of Eli gets aboard, so we'll play his sound.
Cursed be the ground for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us.
We're going to get a mound visit, trying to see if that was Boone or not. They did a quick flash. I think that might be Boone making a pitching change. The right-hander does appear to be warmed up. It's Gary De Los Santos warming up in the pen. No, excuse me, that's Blake out there on the mound. They should demand that these coaches wear their jerseys. It makes it so much easier to identify them than having these goofy hoodies on. What in the name of slobbery is going on in Major League Baseball? Lefty-righty matchup, 2 on, 2 out. Rodon goes back to work. 87th pitch of the day is in the dirt. Jahmai Jones takes it for a ball. It's 1-0. Jones 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and that's probably why they're letting him face Rodon. They probably figure if they go and get the right-hander, the Red Sox are going to hit their platoon. The 1-0, that ball hits him. Smacks him in the side of the arm, and that's going to put the bases loaded. Ducks all over the pond, and here comes Boone. That's going to be it. We'll be back in a flash. De Los Santos coming in for the Yankees. 2-0 Red Sox here in New York. Welcome back. Bases loaded. 2 outs. And De Los Santos on to face Raffaello. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch off the plate. That'll even it up at 1-1. The 1-1. Raffaello 0 for 2 on the day. Check swing. Did he go around? Down and away. They checked down the first base line. He did. 1-2. Raffaello did not like it, man. He just gave the stink eye to old Moscaso down there. He's definitely not going to be on his Christmas list. I think he probably went around. It's close. The 1-2 pitch, swing, punches it back foul. We'll do it again. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Boston. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. Top of the 5th. The 1-2 pitch. Bringing it. Swing, pop up. High into center field. Not very deep. Underneath it is Jones, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Red Sox put another one on the board. It is 2-0. Boston will go to the bottom of the 5th. Yankees grab the sticks when we return.
Folks swear they be putting 2 and 2 together. How about you put 5 and 5 together and tend to your business?
My mom just sent me and my sister a thing saying, you saw Hannah Montana and the Jonas Brothers 18 years ago. I peaked 18 years ago. No wonder my life has been downhill ever since.
I still don't understand why 11 can't be 1-1. We got 22, 33, 44, 55, but 11 can't be 1-1? That really pisses me off.
Why are arguments called a beef? That's an interesting one. No, it didn't come from Canadian soldiers throwing tins of beef around. The most favourite answer comes from America. And American soldiers during the First World War would complain about the quality of their meat, their beef, in their diets that they were given. And the word beef was associated with complaining or arguing in those days.
You know what? Sometimes I think my brain has way too many tabs open.
Speaker had officially become Fenway's first hero, but he was far from the last.
Hugh Bradley, who was a first baseman, hit the first home run in Fenway Park. Hugh only hit 2 Major League home runs, and ironically, one of them was over the left field wall at the time, which many people in the dead ball era figured that wall is so far away at 320 feet that it might take months.
Ah, the left field wall. It always did have an aura about it.
I suppose the dominant feature at Fenway Park would have been the left field wall in Duffy's Cliff.
Indeed, the unique inclined slope that led up to the wall, named after Boston left fielder Duffy Lewis, gave Boston a true home field advantage.
I have never been one to ask for permission, and I'm not begging for forgiveness.
Two to nothing your score. Jake Bennett goes back to work. Mr. Bennett fires the first pitch of the inning, number 65 on the day, and George Lombard Jr. fouls it back on a bunt attempt. It's 0-1. Lombard 0 for 1 with the strikeout. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1. Jake Bennett, 6'6", 234-pounder. Out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, drafted by the Nationals in 2022. The 1-1 swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Thank goodness the Nationals don't know what they're doing and did not hold on to him. Right-hander warming up in the pen again for the Yankees. As soon as we get that name, we'll pass it along. The 1-2 count. Drops it inside, below the knees, 2-2. He's gone sweeper, changeup, four-seam sinker. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Four-seamer got him upstairs. 1 away. Strikeout number 6 on the day for Bennett. What's amazing about this kid is that not only is he's just very polished for a young left-handed pitcher, because he doesn't have blow-you-away stuff, but he does get strikeouts. First pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up. High in the sky, fighting the sun, making the grab is Monasterio. and there's quickly 2 down. You're seeing him top out in the very low 90s, but he's got such a just filthy repertoire, and I have called 3 of his games this year. I've watched about 5 or 6 of them, and he has the command of a strike zone of a seasoned veteran. And you see how the Red Sox have built their rotation. Lefty, first pitch swinging, drops it into left field, down for a base hit. And it's a 2-out single for the New York Yankees. Good piece of hitting there by Spencer Jones. But the Red Sox have built their rotation on pretty much all tall left-handed starters. And you think about him, Crochet, Tolley. Bayo was a guy that they locked up long-term, but they have kind of made him a swing man. Sometimes he gets starts, but normally they bring him out of the pen for about 3 or 4 innings. Tolley's one of my favorite non-Braves in all of baseball. That guy cracks me up. First pitch on the way is upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. I forget who they were playing earlier this year, but there was a ball hit to the outfield. He leaped up like he had a chance to catch on. He literally hopped, and it was just funny as hell the way he did it. The 0-1 pitch. Swing lifted deep down the right field line. Bending, foul. It's 0-2. I don't know if they would go to Bayo for tonight's game because he pitched earlier this week. He only threw a few innings. It was about 3 days ago, so they may go to him in some sort of a bullpen situation. He's done much better since they took him out of the starting role and just made him long relief. The 0-2, outside wide 1-2. Some guys just perform better when they're not the starter, when there's not the buildup. And then other guys, they have to be the starter or it's a disaster coming out of the pen. The 1-2 pitch. Bennett looks back the runner. Kicks and fires. Gone, looking strike 3. Punch him out on the inner track, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox 2, Yankees nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. You know what? We forgot to hit the 5th inning one. We'll do it now.
At the tone, leave your name and message. I'll get back to you.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Hell are you doing? I told you we weren't getting involved.
You got us involved when you brought us here.
Where are you from? What's your real name? What was it before you changed it?
Giuseppe.
That's all you need, one thieving wop on the team.
It's much better than you stinking Irish.
Oh, I like him.
Just a drink.
He can play. He can't throw. He can't throw and he can't field. Why do you like him?
He gets on base.
You want answers! I want the truth!
He gets on base, so do I care if it's a walk or a hit?
You do not.
I do not.
Just a drink.
What draws my admiration? What is that which gives me joy?
Just a drink.
Baseball. A man stands alone at a plate. This is the time for individual achievement. But in the field, part of a team. Part of one big team. Sunny day, stands full of fans. What does he have to say?
Just a drink.
I get nowhere unless the team wins. The day may come when the courage of men fail, but it is not this day.
Just a drink.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Forget it, he's rolling. I think he'll ever get out of here.
One day, when I got a long white beard and 2 or 3 marbles rolling around up the stairs.
Get busy living, get busy dying.
Just a drink.
Do you really want to get him? What are you prepared to do? If you open the ball on these people, you must be prepared to go all the way. Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Just a drink.
The Lord hates a coward. Do you know what a blood oath is? Yes. Good, because you just took.
Just a drink.
Go ahead. Make my day.
You can't handle the truth.
Did it ever occur to you I just might go tapioca and throw you out of one of the windows?
Just a drink.
Perfect. Shaken, not stirred.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back. 2-0 your score. Top of the 6th inning. Wilyer, Abreu, Contreras, Chad Durbin all due up for the Boston Red Sox. If anybody gets on, Rushman and Monasterio. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for Boston. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. First pitch swinging, pops it up. Shallow right center field. That ball is going to be caught by Lombard. 4 fielders converging on it. Lombard makes the grab. 1 away. Thought that might drop down in the Bermuda Triangle out there. Good running grab by Lombard. Tell you one thing, TCU loses to North Carolina. They're going to have some explaining to do when they get back to Texas. They trail 15-10 early in the 4th quarter. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Right there. P at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Turns and kicks. Just below the knees. 1-1. Contreras 0 for 2 on the day. Both strikeouts. It's 277 batter on the year, 26 homers. The 1-1 swing and a miss. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Sinker in the dirt, 2-2. 2-2 count. Topa is the right-hander in for the Yankees, by the way. I think I failed to mention that. Excuse me. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 down. Filthy pitch. It's funny, the Yes Network, they just flashed up something I've never seen. A lot of these out-of-town broadcasts, man, they do so many things that you just would never see on a Braves broadcast, but they actually had something that was called the bullpen budget on the screen as the first pitch down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. And essentially what it is, it's a graph that shows you how many pitches have been thrown by your pitchers in games, not warm-up tosses, but in games over the past week. As the 1-0 swing lifts it down the right field line. 1-1. Pretty good little tool for them to flash on the screen, so when fans are sitting there complaining about why are you not bringing so-and-so in, it kind of lays it out for them. When I cover these games, I usually look at the bullpen usage, but I don't have a chart in front of me. It's a really good idea. If I had one more arm, I might do it. The 1-1 swing. Drops it down into right field. That's down for a base hit. And it is a 2-out single for the Boston Red Sox. Kind of punched it out there into the outfield, and that'll bring Adley Rushman to the plate. Runner at first, 2 outs. Righty-lefty matchup. Quick flip over to first, keep the runner close by. Durbin back in time. Rodon's day being through 4 2/3 innings. Struck out 5, gave up 2. 3 hits, 1 walk allowed. Remember, he had that injuries coming back from, but if you're a Yankee fan, you expect more out of him in a big spot like this. Is the pitch right there for a strike. It's 0-1. And the money they spent on him to bring him in, just overall, in general, they have not gotten their money's worth. The 0-1. Swing, rips it down the line, foul. It's 0-2. That's why I know fans always want to go out and sign these big-name free agent pitchers, but, man, it's tough because you rarely see a free agent pitcher come in and be worth the money you spend. It is so rare because of the injuries that they always end up enduring over a 5-6 year contract. It's like when Max Fried signed with the Yankees, that long was an 8-year deal. I was like, good luck, buddy. I knew we weren't signing that much. And he's been hurt quite a bit the last couple of years. And he's been really good when he's been on, but that's been Max Fried his whole career. The 0-2, runner outside. The throw comes down to the first base side, trying to catch him with his hand in the cookie jar. Good gun and throw over there by Sanchez, but Durbin back in time. Durbin was faking like he was running, and they threw it was basically a pitch out. It was a little inside for a pitch out, but it was basically a pitch out. Woo, that is close. He just missed the right hand coming in. The tag beat him, but he didn't tag him until he got to the top of the arm. The 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Outside wide, 3-2. So now the runner at first is going to be taken off with the motion. Dodgers and Tigers are now tied up at 1. I believe they just finished the 6th there. The payoff pitch. Swing, rips it into right field. That's down for a base hit. And a fumble of the ball. And Durbin's taking a wide turn at third. They held him up. They thought about sending him. It's a first to third base hit. Might have been a little too greedy to send him, but the ball rolled past underneath the glove of Helio Ramos out there. They have him playing out of position. Ramos is a left fielder. And so they've got him out playing in right field because of the left-hander on the mound today. Mound visit. I believe this is Matt Blake. Andrew Monasterio coming to the plate. Good to see you, PG. Thank you for the kind words. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. And Monasterio, who's going to be facing the right-handed Topa, so a righty-righty matchup. He's 0 for 2 on the day, batting .251, but he's been kind of a pleasant surprise for the Red Sox. His offensive output this year is the first pitch upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. Sweeper across the belt. Topa, he pitched 17 of the inning, the 0-1. Out and away, 1-1. Standing on deck is Sogard. Eli White is in the hole. You do wonder if they'll start pinch hitting with right-handers on the mound now after setting a left-handed lineup. The 1-1 outside wide, 2-0. A lineup for a left-handed pitcher is what I meant. Yeah, it's 1-1 bottom of the 6th, Detroit and the Dodgers. The 2-1 pitch. Wide strike. Wide strike. 2-2. Doesn't look like he's going to challenge it. Both teams have both of their challenges left. We've only had the one challenge so far today. With Hunter Wendelstedt behind the plate, it's kind of surprising that more people haven't challenged him. The 2-2 pops it up. First base side over by the first base camera well past the dugout. It'll bounce into the crowd about 4 rows back. Some lucky young Yankee fan with the Aaron Judge jersey on gets the ball, a souvenir. The 2-2. Swing, lifted, out to center field, drifting over, making the catch is Jones, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox 2, Yankees nothing. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Here in Yankee Stadium, Goldschmidt, top of the order, due up for the New York Yankees.
I just called my sister like 15 times, and she ain't pick up not one of them phone calls. If you see this post, and I hope you see this post, I'm not picking up for you. I'll pick up the next day.
I'm sorry, Moms. You right. I did need my ass whooped. Imagine working a 12-hour shift to support your family. You come home, all you told these to do was to throw out some meat so you could cook for their ass. I'd go off too, man. I'd have whooped my ass too. You was right. That was deserved. I ain't feel like I deserved it at the moment, but I deserved it. You right.
I just watched the John Elway documentary, and I think the biggest takeaway, hey, pipe down, is that you gotta put football before your kids. You hear that? It's my daughter. Yeah, no, I got a Super Bowl to win, all right? So you gotta be quiet on the bench over there. If you want to be great, you can't be a good dad. You gotta forget about the kids. And that's inspirational.
John McGraw may have been the best inside baseball manager that ever came over the pike. This guy was the Baltimore chop, the bunt, move the runner along, work for one run at a time. Ruth came along and started breaking up ball games with one swing. McGraw hated him. Here he'd been 30 years managing and working for one run. This guy wrecked the whole afternoon with one swipe.
Pitchers were afraid of him. They'd lie at night, knowing that the next day they're facing Ruth, and they would toss in their sleep.
I was on first base, and Ruth hit a home run. I ran around second, hitting a pretty good clip. Art Fletcher was at third base saying, whoa, whoa, because the ball was way up in the right field stands. I kept on going, and I came and sat down. And when he came into the dugout, he reached over and patted me on top of the head and said, you don't need to run like that. He says, son, when the babe hits one.
Welcome back. Yeah, I think some of the Tiger fans, Richard, you're talking about them booing Scooble. Fans are going to fan, and he turned down a multi-year deal. Offers the first pitch on the way is swung on, ripped up the middle, off the glove of Bennett. Here comes the ricochet. Monasterio barehanded, fires it to first, and it's a 6-3 putout, one away. Nifty play there by Monasterio. I thought at first that Bennett had the ball caught. It bounced off his glove. Good reaction time there by Monasterio. Lefty-lefty matchup now. Rice, the batter, first pitch upstairs, right across the letters. It's 0-1. But they offered him a multi-year deal, but it really wasn't competitive. From what I remember, it was like a 5-year, is the 0-1 pitch, swing, pops it up, high in the sky, underneath it in left field, making the grab out there is the Book of Eli, F7 in your scorecard, 2 down. I want to say I saw that it was 5 years, $150 million. And granted, any one of us would jump at that, but we're also not Tarek Skubal. He's got, I can't think of his name, but his agent is Scott Boras. Scott Boras is his agent. First pitch out and away for a strike, it's 0-1. And they, from my understanding, they're looking for $400 million deal. And I don't remember how many years that is. I don't know if it's, I want to say I saw a 10-year, $40 million a year, so $400 million. But that's what they're looking for. Is a 1-0 swing and a miss, 1-1. Some idiot's going to give them that money. But I guarantee it won't be the Braves. It won't be anybody in a normal competitive market. It's going to be the Dodgers, maybe the Yankees or Red Sox, but that seems like a very, very tall order. The 1-1 swing and a miss, it's 1-2. I don't think the Dodgers have gotten their full of just ridiculous pitching rotation where they just keep pouring money into it. Pitch is rattled foul down the line. And there is going to be this free agent offseason as the 0-2 pitch swing rips it down over towards short, backhanded by Monasterio. 1-2. Two hopper into the glove of Contreras. Good throw by Monasterio. Good inning by Monasterio. We'll go to the top of the 7th in a 2-run lead for the Red Sox.
Don't you think that the human brain is an amazing thing? I wish everyone had one.
I want to work out. I do. It's just my sister is bald-headed. Like, she ain't got no hair at all.
Okay, I hope you're sitting down because I'm about to blow your mind. I'm white. I'm of the Caucasian persuasion, and unfortunately for so many of us, we lack in the upper. Look like Fire Marshal Bill.
One day you're going to wake up and roll over next to somebody that's completely obsessed with you. It's probably going to be a dog, but it is what it is.
Origin of the phrase dilly-dally. That's quite an easy one. That comes from the Middle Ages. And there used to be a word called dally, which meant to chat, just to gossip and chat idly. And that's where it originated from, to dilly-dally.
There were a number of stars on the 1912 Red Sox, but few shone brighter than a 22-year-old pitcher named Smokey Joe Wood.
In 1912, he had one of the greatest seasons any pitcher has ever had.
With 34 wins, 10 shutouts, and 258 strikeouts, Wood was dominant for the Red Sox that year, as evidenced when he faced one of the greatest hurlers ever in a pitching duel for the ages.
Walter Johnson was universally regarded as the greatest pitcher in baseball in 1912. He had already won 16 consecutive games that season before losing and having the streak broken. Joe Wood had 13 wins behind him in succession, and 34,000 fans crowded into Fenway and saw a pitching duel, a 1-0 game that Wood won to maintain his streak, which would eventually also close at 16.
Did you know that you can go about your everyday life and mind your business?
Good to see you, Joyce Robledo, down in Mexico. Two to nothing your score. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Red Sox on top of the Yankees. That means Snell rarely ever pitches. Richard Glasnow rarely ever pitches. Their whole pitching staff. They keep pouring money into it, and there's been no one on the Dodgers front office that has said enough is enough. Quit blowing money. First pitch right there on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. And this year, when you hit the free agency market in November, it's going to be a busy month. Normally, we don't cover a whole lot in November because not a lot happens. The 0-1 pitch is popped up, trying to drop a bunt. It's going to be a F1 as Yarborough comes in for the Yankees. One away, bringing Eli White to the mount, to the batter's box for the Red Sox. Boston leads it 2-0. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Boston. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for New York. Game 2 of a 4-game set. Pitch right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. But there's going to be a flurry of signings in November this year compared to other years because the assumption is we're going to get a lockout December 1st, which means you can't negotiate. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. And whenever the lockout ends, you have 30 days to get ready for the season, essentially. And so teams are going to want to have their rosters put together. The other thing is a lot of the stuff they're going to be signing is going to be grandfathered in because of the lockout. We're expecting changes to be made. The 0-2 bangs it foul. We'll do it again. So December 1st is when it officially ends. So from the last game of the World Series until December 1st, you're going to have a flurry of front office moves. The 0-2. High and inside 1-2. You have to expect there will be no winter meetings, right? So trades, signings, everything. It's all going to be on the table. And once again, stuff like all the goofy games that the Dodgers play with is a 1-2. Swing lifted. High into left center field, going back on the track, giving chase. Making the running catch out there, Spencer Jones, for a good grab for out number 2. Covering a lot of ground out there. Jones getting the high five glove tap from Cody Bellinger out there. But there's going to be so many moves made because, and you can better believe the Dodgers are going to back the truck up because they are going to try to push all these salaries back like they did with the Ohtani deal. As the first pitch right there on the outer edge, called for a strike, sweeper hits the zone, it's 0-1. Because it'll be grandfathered in, because no matter what they come to an agreement at the end of that lockout, everything that they did prior to it, all those deals will be grandfathered in. So if you do have a salary cap, it wouldn't be enforced off of those. The 1-1, out and away, ball 2-1. 2-1 count, and the savvy agents know that. So when you normally see Scott Boras hold out to the very last minute, he's not going to do that this time because he doesn't know what kind of rules he's going to be playing with when they come out of that lockout. The 2-1 pitch, swing lifted, out to left center field, drifting over, making the catch is Bellinger, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Good job by Ryan Yarborough. Will go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to get up and stretch here in New York. Guerrero's coming on for the Boston Red Sox. Yeah, I mean, Richard, honestly, if you just look around the league, that's the name of the game these days. It's no rotation's ever healthy. It sucks, but I mean, that's also the reason why I say it's kind of stupid to throw money at starting pitchers. Yes, it's Molly tomorrow. Today it's Perez. Then they have 3 games, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, San Francisco, and then 2, San Francisco in Atlanta, and then 2 at home, or excuse me, 2 on the road in Washington. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, I like the fact the Yankees actually did a true 7th inning stretch. You don't see that a lot. Braves do it on Sundays, but a lot of these teams don't do it at all. Righty-lefty matchup, Guerrero versus Trent Grisham. Grisham, swing. First pitch on the way is bounced over towards second. Wide throw. They'll tag Grisham coming by. So it'll be a 4-3 tag. One down. Grisham, who was batting for Ramos. I'm sure he'll come in and he'll probably slide over to center field. And Jones over to right. That'll bring Cody Bellinger to the plate. Bellinger, first pitch inside. Taken for a strike, it's 0-1. Infield playing back into the right, outfield deep and straight away. 12 home runs and a .253 average for Bellinger. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and whistled back foul. 0-2. Cody Bellinger, first time ever facing Guerrero. As Guerrero comes in with a 2.63 ERA. The right-hander fires the 0-2 pitch, 103 miles an hour, cooking. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. Bringing it. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. 1-2. You'll see those 2-game series quite a bit in Major League Baseball these days. They usually take place on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. In fact, the Braves used to play the Red Sox quite a bit on Tuesday, Wednesdays. They would play 4-game series, 2 in Atlanta and 2 in Boston, but they have switched that since to 3-game series. Both teams like having the ability to play each other for that 3rd game because they both get huge crowds when they face each other. So they have flipped that around. The 2-2 swing knocks it back foul. We'll do it again. In fact, a few years ago when I went to that Braves Red Sox series in Boston, it was a 2-game series. We went to both of the games on a Tuesday and Wednesday. The idea, the way it was set up originally on the schedule, if this makes sense, is the 2-2 outside wide, 3-2. This week, when you're going into the dog days of summer, hitting the end of August, September, teams like to have that extra day off. So the idea was for Atlanta to have Monday and Thursday off this week. Payoff pitch, swing, whistles it up the middle, and that's going to be a 1-out single for the Yankees. And Cody Bellinger's aboard. Tying run will now come to the plate. Hard hit ball up the middle. Go back to the schedule thing. All these rainouts screwed all that up. Righty-righty matchup. Peppers it foul over the first base dugout. It's 0-1. That's one of the reasons why you saw the Braves and the Nationals with a 4-game series earlier this year, because of the 2-game coming up. But I like this 2-game series, especially later in the year, because it helps you restock your bullpen. But with the rainouts, the Braves haven't really been able to do that. 1-1 count. Guerrero versus Lombard Jr. Righty-righty, the pitch, swing, lifted. Hard hit ball to center, but an atom ball. Rafaela makes the grab, 2 down. F8 if you're scoring at home. Remember, that's the first thing that I recognized last year was that the Braves and Red Sox were no longer doing the 2-game series. They've gone to 3 games, and both of them have hosted. I know the Braves were on the weekend this time, and I'm pretty sure both years the Red Sox have been on the weekend. Before, I think the idea they liked the fact of, well, we'll get good crowds in the middle of the week, so it's fine. But now they're realizing, man, we want these huge crowds on the weekend when the Red Sox come to town or the Braves come to Boston. First pitch outside wide. Sinker misses for a ball. It's 1-0. You got a lot of Braves fans in Boston because it's been generational. It's been passed down. Red Sox haven't played in, or excuse me, the Braves haven't played in Boston since 1950. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 1952 was their last year in Boston. I've got that right in my head. I might be misremembering. But anyways, late 40s, early 50s. You got a lot of families that grew up Boston Braves fans, and they followed them from Milwaukee to Atlanta. And then, of course, the TBS thing kept it going. 2-1 count as the pitch misses outside wide. When I went to that stadium in Boston, I couldn't believe how many Braves fans I met that were from that area. Diehard Braves fans. The 2-1. Swing, fouls it back. 2-2. One on, 2 out. Spencer Jones looming on deck. Yankees trail by a home run right now with the runner at first. 2-0 your score. 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Boston. No runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. The 2-2. Swing. Really making Guerrero work. Garcia batting for Caballero. I would say what's going to happen is Garcia will stay in the game. They'll probably slide Rosario over to third. See how they play it out when the inning goes that way. The 2-2 pitch, swing, rolls it on the ground over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. Garcia jogging down the line out by a mile, and that'll end the inning. We'll go to the 8th inning. It is 2-0 Boston. Red Sox grab the sticks when we return.
Hey, did you guys hear about that angry gymnast? He just flipped.
Some people don't like cold weather. I love cold weather. You know, as soon as you step outside, your body is alarmed and you get to sprint to and from your car, so cardio. And when you walk around, you get to curse to yourself like, son of a bitch, it's cold. You know, and everywhere you walk, you're just head down, not looking at your surroundings. And even though you're not sick, you get to be like, and you get to be outside and slip. And why go to the beach for free when you can go skiing for $37,000? And your commute usually involves shoveling. And instead of dressing for fashion, you get to dress for survival. So I love winters.
I'm having a baby!
Do yourself a favor and flush it out.
He was doing it with such joy and simplicity, almost as if he didn't know what he was doing. He just went up and did it.
His hitting was just unprecedented. No one ever done that before. And that thrilled people. It excited people. It gave you a vicarious sense of accomplishment to see Ruth hit home runs. It became an exciting thing.
For baseball, the timing of Ruth's accomplishments was perfect. At the beginning of the decade, a dark cloud of deceit had threatened the game. Accused of throwing the 1919 World Series, several Chicago White Sox players were tossed out of baseball. Disenchanted fans stayed away until they were lured back by the game's two new powers.
In move to clean up game, team owners in 1920 made Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis High Commissioner of National Pastime, and he brought baseball back. But Babe Ruth, too, was a big help to the commissioner with his spindle legs, beaming face, and booming bat. Even when the Bambino hit a single, thousands cheered and thousands more fought to see him play the game.
I am gonna punch a hole through your face.
I hope you're jotting all this down. Jazz Chisholm's at second. Jones went to center. Sorry, Jones went to right. Grisham went to center. Rosario to third. First pitch on the way, down and in. From the left-handed Brian Yarborough. 1-0. 1-0. Down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. 2-0 your score. So Jazz Chisholm is in for 1-1. Fouls it away. 1-2. Came in for Garcia. Garcia did not stay in the field. So he is out of the ball game. It's interesting that Jazz was brought in for defensive replacement and they didn't pinch hit. Remember, this is the guy who said he was going to hit 50 home runs at the beginning of the year. The 1-2. Swing. Pops it up. High in the sky. Making the catch is Jones in right. One away. And I have one hell of a mess on my scorecard right now. I mean, I got arrows pointing and everything. You go ahead and do that, Tom. Lefty-lefty matchup. We'll wait for the official count. First pitch on the way. William Abreu solo a home run in the first. Takes it for a strike. It's 0-1. He hit his home run against the left-hander Rodon. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Yarborough kicks and fires. High and out of the zone, 1-2. Game one of a split doubleheader here in the Bronx. They'll do game two tonight at 7:15. We're going over to Atlanta, Georgia, Braves, Rockies at 4 o'clock Eastern. Here's the 1-2, rolls it on the ground over to second, 4-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. We're going to try to bring you the end of this game, but if it doesn't work out, we'll be going over to Atlanta at 4 p.m. Eastern. Little before, because I have to be fired up and already have it rolling at 4 p.m., so somewhere around the 3:55 mark. Most MLB games today are well under 3 hours. Yankees, Red Sox, you never know. Lefty-righty, Yarborough versus Contreras. Pitch upstairs for a strike. It's 0-1. The ACC's about to put it on Big 12. North Carolina's about to beat TCU. Bill Belichick going to be storming the field with all 3 of his girlfriends. The 0-1. Swing. Rips it over to third. Backhanded over there by Rosario. Fires it across the diamond. Good defensive play there by Rosario, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. All in a 2-0 ball game here in the Bronx.
After my husband died, I couldn't even look at another man for almost 20 years. Poor dear. But now that I'm out of prison, I can honestly say it was worth it.
There's only one thing women want, and it starts with a P and ends with an S.
Potatoes.
So it would seem that my comments about Jupiter and Saturn has rubbed a lot of you the wrong way. Some people have told me to stop disrespecting the planets. I'm not stopping. What's going to happen if I don't stop? Is Saturn going to throw one of her moons at me? I'm just seeing a lot of riding for these planets, and they don't give a about you. Oh no, but Jupiter and Saturn protect us. Oh no, the Lagrange points, the Jupiter Trojans, the asteroids. Shut up! I don't want to hear anything about Jupiter and Saturn keeping the asteroids away from Earth. Does the Earth have any agency in all of this? What if the Earth wants those asteroids? Jupiter and Saturn get to have all the moons and all the asteroids, and Earth gets nothing? No. They're not protecting us from anything. They're blocking. And see, I thought that y'all would have learned your lessons last summer when y'all dragged me for saying the sun was ugly, which it is. I can say whatever I want about the sun because I'm not the one giving people skin cancer. Also, I think the sun looks like a giant ball of gonorrhea.
The most exciting thing in baseball was watching Babe Ruth hit a home run. And the second most exciting thing was watching Babe Ruth strike out. One of the few quotable lines from Lou Gehrig. He said, I batted after him, and never mattered what I did, because they were always talking about what he had just done, even if he had done nothing.
Every reporter who covered Ruth had the illusion that he was a great friend of Ruth, personally. And so the minute he started to write about Ruth, he was always writing about what he considered his friend.
If the Babes fans couldn't get to a game, he would get to them.
Welcome back. Yeah, that TCU coach staff's going to have some splaining to do when they get home. You lost to who? Not that the regular season matters anymore, but the delay on the field, I guess they're trying to. Guy's got a leaf blower and a rake out here. Let's see what he's up to. He's heading towards home plate. I don't know if he'll appear in your picture or not. Nah, the umpire's standing next to him, but for some reason they don't appear in the picture. I guess they have to be, assuming they have to be given some kind of a sensor. They're putting water around the plate and then dusting it off that way. I've never seen this in the middle of a ball game. I guess it's too dry. Yeah, I used to think about doing college football regular season games, but I don't really do them now. They're just so meaningless. A team can lose 3-4 games and still make the postseason. It doesn't really matter. So the interest just isn't there. But come postseason, we'll be here. And plus, once we hit October, there's going to be no room for any kind of feet ball. Minor league football can take a back seat till November. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. You'll see this thing where there's NFL players that are getting cut and SEC teams are wanting to sign them. I'm like, dude, that's the end of it. That's the end of it right there. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. It was good to see that the Big Ten outlawed it, but I haven't seen anything on the SEC side. So you had some guy that got cut from, I want to say Chicago, Cleveland, somewhere in that neighborhood, one of the professional, the Bears or the Browns or whatever. And LSU Tigers are trying to sign him. There's a big to-do about that. That put a fork in college football. It is over. It is now officially minor league football. 1-2 count as he bang it down the line. Which I don't think it really matters because most of the people who are fans of college football, they didn't go to the school. They're what we call Walmart alumni. The 1-2 upstairs. Mrs. High 2-2. I got my fandom because my dad graduated from there and grew up as a kid on it and everything, but he would not recognize what it is today, and I'm kind of glad he didn't have to see it. The 2-2. Swing, rips it towards right field, going back, making the catch at the warning track for a loud out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, we'll be doing it again, James. But like I said, right, I focus on baseball till the end of October. And then November, I guess that game's in December. I always bring you the Army-Navy game. That's always going to happen. First pitch, swing and a miss, it's 0-1. We got a lot of folks from all over the world that want to tune into that. And what it's been described to me is there are places where they can't get Armed Forces Radio, but they can get YouTube, and so that's why we call it for them. I wish they had this kind of 3D action and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't look like football's bringing that, so those are true old school. Those are just, we put the scoreboard up there and the 0-1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1. We might do some tune-up games for college football, but it really depends on what's going on outside of that world. Is the 2-1 count, runner at first. 2-1 count, 1 out, nobody on. Standing on deck as Wells takes his hack. Standing on deck for the New York Yankees would be Goldschmidt, but they may be going to the to the bench. So I could have sworn that was a left-handed bat, which would be the pitch inside. Full count. No, well, never mind. Scratch that. They are out of backup, so it has to be Gold. Yeah, okay. There's Goldschmidt. I don't know who they were showing a second ago. Pitch on the way. Right there for a ball, and the Yankees Red Sox challenge the strike. And it's going to be a strikeout. So they called it a ball. It was high in the zone. They called it a ball, and the Red Sox challenged it. And so that's going to be a strikeout. And 2 down. First pitch swinging here by Goldschmidt, lifted high but not very deep underneath. There's Rafaela. He'll call off Eli out there, and he'll make the grab. Yankees go down 1-2-3. We go to the 9th inning. It's a 2-run game here in New York City, baby. Getting ready for Red Sox, Yankees to end, and the Braves to begin.
I ain't gonna lie, the most dangerous game to play is resting your eyes in the morning after you turn that damn alarm off.
Please open up.
Why?
We just want to talk.
How many of you are there?
Just 2.
Perfect. Talk to each other.
I'm going to my girlfriend's house to meet her parents and hope to get lucky after. I need condoms. Make it 2. Her mom's hot and I might get super lucky.
You were so quiet at dinner. I didn't know you were so quiet.
I didn't know your dad was a pharmacist.
Why do you keep checking your phone? Ain't nobody calling you.
No one in recorded history is as surprised as my husband when I tell him about plans that I've told him 42 times. Now, sir, I'm trying to gentle wife, right? I don't want to nag you, but if you don't get your narrow ass in that car, I'm going to slap the black off your ass, and I'm not playing.
So you mean to tell me you coming home from a long day of work, I done cleaned your whole place, I done cooked you a nice hot meal, and I done set your stuff up for your shower, and you tripping on how did I get your address?
Nintendo used to make the Wii. Then they decided to make a Switch.
People would be standing along the tracks or out in the meadows because they had heard that Babe Ruth was on that train. They were hoping to get a half-second glimpse of him.
He would wave at them. He would show them his cards, to say, I got a great hand.
And the Babe being on the back platform and kids running from all over the place and jumping up on the train to get his autograph, to touch him, to look at him.
You read about them, and you heard about them. But suddenly, to see these big league ball players on your local sand lots, and you're talking about the best players, like Gehrig, Lefty Grove. There in the middle of it all was Babe Ruth. Moby Dick in a goldfish bowl.
Every time I look at you, I lose my appetite.
Welcome back. Yarborough goes back out there. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Oh, wow. Georgia doesn't play anybody till late September. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Rolls away. Called for a ball. It's 1-0. That's another thing that's so disappointing about college football. As you get older, you realize what you're watching is the 1-0. This is outside 2-0. So not only do these games not really count anymore in the big scheme of things because of the playoffs and all that, but then, like, you would think to differentiate each team, they would have all gotten rid of all these weaklings that they play. Georgia doesn't play a real football test till September 26th, if you want to call it that, because they're at home against Oklahoma. They should still win by a lot. The 3-0 inside, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first as Durbin starts it off for the Red Sox. They challenged that one. I don't know what they were doing there. That was nowhere near the zone. And I'm not picking on Georgia. I'm using them as an example. If you're a Georgia football fan and you tell everybody it's your favorite sport and you look for it all year long, this is what you're looking at in a real situation of what is, you can say, are real games that matter to you. Is the first throw from Yarborough is over there to first. Plenty of time. Runner gets back. Adley Rushman, the batter. So Tennessee State garbage. Western Kentucky garbage. Arkansas is bottom of the SEC barrel. So the first real game is Oklahoma. As the pitch outside the zone. Well outside the zone to Rushman. It's 1-0. And then home against Vandy. Sometimes Vandy's good, but usually not. So you're talking about one game, and then they play Alabama in October. Second week of October. 1-0 right there, 1-1. So the first, by October 10th, you have played 2 games that you could literally kind of be excited about. Obviously, the Alabama game you're excited about. The Oklahoma game really depends on how they start. 1-1, swing, pop up. Shallow center field. Will anybody get there? They will not. And the runners will all be safe. Here comes the throw to third. Durbin with the head first slide, and he is safe. And they've got runners on the corners. Excuse me. Rushman on the throw made it all the way to second. So poor decision by the Yankees defenders. Make it second and third. And I believe that was Jazz that threw it. Was it Jazz? Yeah, that was Jazz that made the throw. What he should have done was, well, the problem was no one was really covering second. First baseman did come over to cover him at the end, but what he should have done is thrown it to the second base bag. Instead, you got runners on second, third, nobody out, and they got to draw the infield in, trailing by 2 here in the 9th. So then they've got the Auburn game, which, yeah, it's got history and rivalry, so I won't downplay that one. That would be absurd to downplay. They've got the Florida-Georgia game, and they've got Ole Miss. Is the 1-0. Pops it up deep down the right field line, bending out of play, 1-1. But then that's about it until you get to the end of November when they play their in-state rival, Georgia Tech. So all that build-up, all the and I used to do it as a college football fan. All that build-up And then you're like, we've got 3, maybe 4 games all year long that are like, all right, it's here. The 1-1 fouls down the line 1-2. But I do know that there is an attraction for people to watch a sport where their team dominates and it's easy to watch. Because baseball, Major League Baseball, you go through the ups and downs all year long. It toughens you. College football makes you soft. The 1-2 swing rips it into the outfield, and that's down for a base hit. That should score 2 runs. Here comes the throw, and that'll get cut off, and it's a 2 RBI single for Monasterio. Talked about how he's been a pleasant surprise for the Red Sox this year. Comes through with another big hit. Yeah, and I've been saying it for years, and buddies of mine kind of laugh, but it's true. The college football fan is much softer than the Major League Baseball fan. Because the Major League Baseball fan, man, you go through it on a daily basis. The highs, the lows, getting punched in the gut, the big wins. The 1-0 outside wide to Nick Sogard. You think about how down in the dumps the Braves fan was when we left Minnesota last week and how high you were when we finished off the sweep and Chris Sale had a complete game shutty against the Dodgers. I mean, it just goes up and down, and that's why it's the best sport. But as I've gotten older, wanting to compartmentalize my time, I'm like, dude, I'd rather pay attention to pro football because there's a question of who's going to win on most of those games. The 1-0, inside 1-1. When they started doing the NIL and the transfer portal, and now they're picking up guys who are being released from NFL teams. The allure of college football, the illusion we used to have was that they played for the love of the game. It wasn't for money, which was all nonsense. We all know that. Is the pitch upstairs, called for a strike. He's going to challenge this, and he is not going to win that challenge. That just kissed the zone.
Wrong,
so it is 1-2.
Wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I forget who it was, but someone in one of these clips talks about is the 1-2 pitch swing, rips it down the left field line. That is going to be a base hit. That is going to get up against the wall. Here comes the runner from 30. Kind of stutter step. Now he's going to go, and here comes the throw, and it's going to be well short, well late, and the Red Sox put another run on the board. It's 5-0. I don't know what was going on there. I have to see that on a replay. Bellinger grabbed it. Oh, he slipped. He barehanded it. The camera shied away from it when they were first showing his left foot, his plant foot, just slipped out from under him, and he about did a face plant. By the time he got back up, Monasterio was cooking and booking towards the plate, and it's 5-0. But, you know, when I was growing up, we were always given that illusion that these guys played because they loved the game. Yeah, it wasn't really that true. Most of them did, but there were a lot of guys getting envelopes shoved under their door. Now it's all out in front, and that's what has ruined it for the fan, because you can no longer lie to yourself and lie to your friends that they're out there playing for the love of the game. It was all going on, but now it's official. Eli White comes to the plate, runner at second, nobody out, first pitch. Right there at the knees. And another challenge here. I'm kind of hoping these guys start losing their challenge. They're challenging every damn pitch. And he did get it right. Each team has one left. I mean, it's a 5-0 game in the ninth. What's challenging everything, guy? The 0-1 pitch, fouls it away, it's 0-2. But it's gotten to that point where you're like, man, if you're the casual fan, you can still convince yourself that college football is what it used to be, but it's not. Once they went the 0-2 swing, rips it down the line, foul, we'll do it again. I think 2022 was the last year that you can say you had a true champion, and you didn't realize it was all just a game, and that right after the 22 season, all of those transfer portals really exploded, and the NIL deals went through the roof. Is the 0-2 outside high? 1-2. 1-2 count. Well, that was different, Richard. If you didn't know what you were looking at there with the Deion thing, the 1-2 punches it back foul. A lot of fans didn't understand that. Deion Sanders had played minor league baseball for the Yankees in the summer when he showed up in that window. So that was 100% legit. But no, most of the cars that the Herschel Walkers and Bo Jacksons were driving around with, those were not legit. The 1-2 knocks it down the line, foul. We'll do it again. He got paid $50K for but he did that intentionally because they were going in to play Florida at Florida. He did it to get under the Gator fans. He rolled up in that top hat and limo. Yes, he had made the money from the minor league baseball of the Yankees. 1-2 count. But it was only about 4 or 5 years after that those agents behind Bowden's back took him on a shopping spree with the shoes. And well before that happened, the 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Runner at second, 1 out. Red Sox lead at 5-0. Well before that happened, you had the death penalty of SMU because they got busted several times paying their players. Florida should have had the death penalty in '84, but the reason why they didn't give it to them was because of what it did to SMU. They didn't want to do that to another program. But Florida, under the Charlie Pell and Galen Hall era, they did the same exact thing, but they didn't hit them with the death penalty because they saw how vicious it was to a school. 1-0 count, down and into it. And then, of course, you had all the stuff that went on with Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee all those years. There's so many different reports that come out later on all the different paying of players with the Dooley and Dye. They were doing it back and forth. And what was the guy's name up in Tennessee? Johnny Majors. 3-0 count, but I'm sure it was going on in the Big Ten too. You're trying to tell me Bo Schembechler wasn't paying guys at 3-0? High and inside, ball 4. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Eric Dick, what was it called? The Pony Express. We are about to flip over to the Braves game. This game is out of hand, and we've got 20 minutes till first pitch. So I'm going to tear this one down, build the other one up. We'll see you over there. We'll keep you updated if this game gets close, but we've got this ninth inning's taking way too long with all the challenges and everything. We'll see you over at Braves versus Rockies in just a few minutes.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.